What's up, boys? Zeta782 here with episode 12 of Fixing the Franchise, here with the Anaheim Ducks in year number 4 at the playoffs, beginning of the postseason as President's Trophy winners and defending Stanley Cup champions. A record of 54, 21, and 7 this season. A very, very nice season. In the last step, we made a big blockbuster for Seth Jones, which really helped us out in the back end. He did very well. Shout out to Trevor Mommeyer, as always, with the great comments. Great video, boss. Thanks for the great content during these crazy times. You should be getting way more views. You play franchise the right way. That is very much appreciated, my friend. I've always thought that franchise mode needs to be played a certain way, and I hope that I am emulating that to the best of my abilities. So Seth Jones is the man that we got last episode. 15 points in 22 games with us. He has the +3 in the top pair, which makes him a 92 overall. Very nice to see that. Jakub Slavin was a pillar back there. The kids lying down here had a great season. Moran's probably going to win the Calder. It was a good year overall in Anaheim. So with all that having been said, we are going to hop into round number 1 against the Dallas Stars. In the last episode, we saw that Dallas is a good team with, especially forward-wise, more in their top 6, as we usually see with teams. They have the overall, but the question is, do they perform? Does Connor Brown and Tom Wilson is 85 and 84? How do they play? What are their pluses with their lineups? Marcus Johansson, how does he play? So there's a lot up in the air. Who knows? Joe Pavelski, 4th line center, could be a surprise. Defense is pretty half decent, especially the first couple of pairs. I like it. And in nets is Ben Bishop with our old friend Ryan Miller. Average age between these two guys right here is 39. Yes, so let's get into it. Round number 1, defending Stanley Cup champions. If you see this episode is like 50 minutes long and you say, well, I guess he won the first round, no problem. Could be a lie, because I just put a blank black screen at the end of the episode to fool you and keep you on your toes. So I want you to be as immersed as I am. So let's get this started, boys. Playoffs of year number 4. We've made the playoffs every year since we've begun the franchise mode. First period, early goal for Forbort on John Gibson. We are down 1-0. Heading into the second, Jakob Larsson, though, ties it up early. Second period ends with a 2-1 lead for us. A power play goal from Rickard Rakell puts us up 2-1. And we have the 1-goal lead. Derek Forbort scores his second goal of the game somehow and ties it up at 2. Power play for us. 5-on-3, you have to. Jesper Helmerson on the power play puts us up by 1 once again. With 7 minutes to go now. Shots are pretty even. Not a high shooting game. Defense is pretty strong on both sides, but it will be enough for game number 1 victory. Jesper Helmerson scoring a goal and an assist. Derek Forbort 2 goals. But we take game number 1 by a score of 3-2. You love to see it. That's a good start. Let's keep it rolling. No need to stop for anything. Game number 2 at the Honda Center. Let's go. First period, 2-1 for Dallas. Rupe Hintz and is it Jacob Robertson? Antoine Morand, a monster, gets 1 for us. Second period, 4-1. Rupe Hintz and Tyler Seguin. 4 goals and 18 shots against Gibson. That's not like him. We're down by 3 heading into the third period. Sheesh. Come on, boys. President's Trophy winners. There we go. Maxime Comtois brings us within 2. That's a start. Halfway through the third. Come on, boys. Someone show me something. Who has some passion left in the tank? No one. Julius Honka scores, and we drop game number 2 by a score of 5-2. Okay. So now it's a best of 5. We go 1-1 at home, and 4 points in 2 games for Rickard Rakell. Now he really turns it on in the playoffs. We go to American Airlines Center in Dallas for game number 3 now. Don't tell me any garbage about President's Trophy curse EA trash. Come on, boys. Let's prove the haters wrong, and let's show the fans what we got. First period, that's what I like to see. Victor Olofsson, his first playoff goal with the Ducks. Second period, okay. Armia and Lindstrom scores on the power play, and then Honka and Dickinson score within like 30 seconds of each other. We're up 3-2 heading into the third period. And now Jakob Larsson makes it 4-2. Okay, that's what I like to see, boys. Derek Forbort somehow scoring more goals. We are back to a 1-goal lead. Rupe Hintz scores on the power play. Victor Olofsson comes right back, though, his second goal of the game. We're up 5-4. What's with all these penalties we're taking? But then Antoine Morand, what a bellow. Marcus Johansson scores right after, 6-5. Power play late for us. Can we hang on to this game? Sheesh, yes we can. A 6-5 roller coaster victory. 6 goals in that third period. 3 assists for Jamie Benn. 2 goals for Victor Olofsson. Okay, we're back in the driver's seat. 6 points in 3 games for Rickard Rakell. We are up 2-1 in this series. Let's finish it off, boys. Come on, not finish off, but let's keep it going. Let's not stop this momentum. Game number 4 in Dallas. First period 0-0. Second period 4-0. That is what I like to see. Mats Lindstrom, Jesper Helmersson, Antoine Morand, and Owen Tippett. That is what I like to see. Look where Helmersson scored. No angle. Maybe a Michigan right there. Very nice. That third line, the kids line, getting it done as well. That is what we like to see in Anaheim. In Dallas, though, but bringing Anaheim to Dallas. Halfway through the third period, up 4-0. Not a high shooting series, really. Even if there's a lot of goals, it's not on a lot of shots. Owen Tippett scores on Ryan Miller, who's now in nets for his second of the game. And John Gibson will get the 25-save shutout as Owen Tippett scores 2 goals. Helmersson scores a goal and an assist. Last year in the first round, Gibson put up 3 consecutive shutouts. So nice to see him get one. Johnny Gibbs working hard. He won the Jennings Trophy last year as Rakell just squeaked out the Conn Smythe against him. Now we are up 3-1 in this series. Can we end it at home at the Honda Center and just bulldoze our way into the second round? Early goal for McGinn here in the first period. Now second period, 2-0 Dallas. Jamie Benn scores on Gibson. We are down by 2 here in the third. Come on, boys. Let's just take it. Let's not prolong this any longer than we have to. Slow period. We only have 20 shots after 50 minutes of play. Power play for Dallas that we kill off. Sheesh. Ben Bishop came to play. And it is going to end like that. 2-0 victory for the Dallas Stars. A 27-save shutout for Bishop, as Gibson and Bishop exchange shutouts. So we are now up 3-2 in this series through 5 games. Let's end it in Dallas, boys. Let's just end it in Dallas. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. I'm not going to go in and touch things. I like just getting games done and not leaving anything, not having to wait. Connor Brown scores his first of the series. After the first period, we're down 2-1. Esa Lindell scores, and Sam Steele gets 1 for us. Down 2-1. Early power play in the second period, nothing there. But it is Mats Lindstrom, the 40-goal rookie, who brings this game back to equality as we're tied at 2. Power play, that's what I like, Bello. Victor Olofsson, we're up 3-2. End it, boys. 10 minutes left. Someone put it to bed. Who do I have? Power play again. Put it to bed. Nobody. Come on, boys. Let's just end it. 3 minutes. Can we get to round number 2? Yes, we can. It took us 6 games and we got it done. Victor Olofsson, Sam Steele, a goal and assist each. And we are through to the second round as President's Trophy winners. You always like to see that. You don't want to lose in the first round. Let's see how we did. 7 points in 6 games for Rickard Rakell. Steele has 6. Olofsson, Morand, Helmersson, Comtois with 5. Lindstrom 4. Shane Wright with 4 assists in 6 games. Very nice. Plus minuses are okay. Lindholm -3. Seth Jones a +3 with 3 points with a +5. Cam Fowler -3. Slavin +4, of course. It's that second pair of defense. Maybe I switch around Lindholm and Fowler, but I'm going to leave it as it is for now. We'll see in the second round if we make any changes. So who will we face in the second round? We will take on the Edmonton Oilers. We've seen these guys before. We beat them on our way to the Cup last year. Are all the Frangés still here? Let's see. So first line, McDavid, Draisaitl, Yamamoto. McDavid on the wing. Second line, Gusev, Nola Chari, and Connor Sheary. Interesting. Third line, 88 overall, Alexis Lafreniere, with Carl Soderberg and Jesse Puljujärvi. Very interesting. Mikko Koivu still here at the age of 40. James Neal, Ryan Zingle. Defense is Clefbaum, McNabb, Bear, Bouchard, Beaulieu, and Niskanen. In nets is still 36-year-old, 83 overall, Tuukka Rask. Eric Comrie backing him up. Scratched Ouellette, Nugent Hopkins injured, Strawman. So Xavier Ouellette, Nathan Beaulieu, Evan Bouchard, Et est-ce qu'il y a quelqu'un d'autre? Alexis Lafrenière et le frère de Saku Koivu, le capitaine Mikko Koivu. Away les boys on Edmonton. Allez les Oilers. The boys are screaming in the streets. St. Catherine is exploding with Oiler jerseys. But once again, the Anaheim Ducks are going to have to put them to bed. Let's go, boys. Game 1 at the Honda Center. Round 2, we're back. Let's do it. First period, early goal for Noel Achari. Second period, we're back. McDavid gets one on the power play, but Helmerson and Moran score for us. We are tied at 2 heading into the third period of this first game of the Western Conference semifinals. Shots pretty even. Power play for us. That's what we like, boys. Mats Lindstrom, the pure sniper. Absolute monster. Next season, it's going to be tough to figure out how we do the lineup next season with all these bellows on that third line that have to come up. Power play we kill off late, which is nice to see, and we hang on for game number 1 victory. Game-winning goal goes to Mats Lindstrom. Goal and assist for Helmerson, and Gibson makes 26 saves. Other side of the West, it's the Avalanche and the Blues. In the East, it's Penguins, Blue Jackets with Sabres and Leafs. Ryan Getzlaf and the Flyers are out. You hate to see that. But game number 2. Up 1-0 in this series. Let's make it 2-0, boys. Let's take both at home. First period, it is Mats Lindstrom. Oh man, you just love to see a sniper who puts the puck in the back of the net. Sam Steele makes it 2-0. And then right after that, Mats Lindstrom, hat-trick, Bello. Is that a power play hat-trick? No. 2 goals on the power play within 5 minutes of each other, and Alexis Lafreniere scores 1 on Gibson. We're up 4-1 as Mats Lindstrom scores his first career playoff hat-trick. So hats off to him. Haha. Sam Steele gets his second of the game. So 3 from Lindstrom, 2 from Steele. As Eric Comrie is now in nets. We're up by 4. 5-on-3 power play. Just keep piling them on, boys. Victor Olofsson on the power play. We're up 6-1 now. Power play for the Oilers that we kill off. It's not for lack of trying. They have 35 shots. John Gibson's just getting it done, and so is our offense. So in game number 2, we win 6-1 as John Gibson makes 36 saves, a hat-trick for Mats Lindstrom, 2 goals, 3 assists for Sam Steele. Monster, our first-line center. Sam Steele, 11 points in 8 games. Well done, my friend. Game 3 now at the Rogers Place in Edmonton. The boys took a Greyhound bus from Montreal. It's full of Franjais in the crowd. They're buzzing in Edmonton. They're chanting Allez les Oilers in the stands. Let's go. First period, Dzingel and Soderberg score for the Oilers, and Seth Jones scores his first playoff goal as an Anaheim Duck. 2-1 Edmonton. Second period, 4-2 Edmonton as McDavid and Dzingel score. Mats Lindstrom just getting it done. We're down by 2. Come on, boys, it's not too far. We can do this. There we go, that's 1. Hampus Lindholm makes it 4-3. We're down by 1. Power play. They get killed off, but then, Nathan Beaulieu scores on John Gibson. The old countryman himself. Couple goals that we're missing. I don't think we're going to have enough time to get it done as we drop game number 3 by a score of 5-3. Dzingel, 2 goals and 2 assists. McNabb, 3 assists. You know what? We'll give it to him. They played well. You got to give it to him. We are up 2-1 in this series, and now we go to game number 4, where we want to take a commanding lead on this series. Come on, boys. Let's take this one, and then let's go back home. First period, goal for Leon Draisaitl, his first of the series. Second period, goal for Mats Lindstrom. How much can I say about this guy? There's not much that I can say. Just an absolute monster who just loves to put the puck in the back of the net and eat it up. Owen Tippett scores a Michigan, perhaps. Look where he scored that one. We're up by 1. Owen Tippett performing well this playoff. I like it thus far. Another power play for us. Killed off by Edmonton. But then Cam Fowler, the captain, gets his, I think that was his first of the playoffs, as we are now up by 2, and that will be enough as we win game number 4 by a score of 3-1. Gibson makes 30 saves, Wright gets 2 assists. Very nice, absolutely love it. Olofsson 11 points in 10 games. Looks like St. Louis might win their series. They're up 3-1 against the Avalanche. The Leafs swept the Sabres, which is pretty wild, and then the Penguins and Blue Jackets are tied at 2 games apiece. But in our case, we want to see if we can end off the series at home in Game 5 against the Oilers here at the Honda Center. Come on, boys, let's put a final nail in the coffin. First period, no scoring. Second period, 1 goal for us. It's Victor Olofsson again. What a monster. Shots 24-16 in our favor as we hold a 1-goal lead. Carl Soderberg scores on Gibson to tie this game up. Power play for Edmonton, but we kill it off. Very nice, boys. Halfway through the third. Who's going to get it, boys? Who's going to break that tie? Come on. Is it maybe going to be Antoine Morand? The Calder Trophy lock, perhaps? But no, we are headed to overtime in a 1-1 game. A goal for us, and we're through to the conference finals. A goal for Edmonton, and we go back to the Rogers Place for Game 6. Here we go, boys, in Anaheim. Draisaitl versus Steele at the face-off. Let's go. Yamamoto. Cleft bomb. Hit off the puck, but then one time... Ooh, not a one-timer, but a big slap shot from the point. And Gibson just got the toe of his pad on it. Draisaitl into the Anaheim zone. In the corner. Broken up. Now here comes Olofsson the other way. He's holding down X as he comes through into the Edmonton zone. Come on, Olofsson. Right in front. Slavin! Oh, off the crossbar. Scores! Oh, man. And we are through to the conference finals with an overtime winner. I don't even know who scored it. Slavin ripped a shot that hit the post. Crossbar, I think. Then it came down and someone put it in. It wasn't Olofsson, but I think it was someone else from the first line. We did it, boys. We are through to the conference finals with an overtime winner. McDavid and Fowler shaking hands. The two captains lead the handshake line as the Ducks once again take down the Oilers. Gibson and Tuukka. That was a good animation there. Tuukka on the Oilers. That looks wild. So let's get a replay here. Olofsson comes into the zone in the corner, gives it to Slavin. He has a great look right here. Big shot. Oh, it hits the shoulder. Let me see. Oh yeah, it hits the shoulder and squeaks through. Is that Owen Tippett? You better believe it is. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, I thought it was going to be an own goal. Owen Tippett puts it in. Braden McNabb, I don't know what you're doing, Bello. But Owen Tippett gets the game-winning goal as we are through the next round. 25 saves for John Gibson. Tuukka did a heck of a job in this series, but it just wasn't enough. The scoring wasn't there for Edmonton. So St. Louis won their series as they go through in 5 games. The Penguins are up 3-2 over the Blue Jackets. 12 points in 11 games for Olofsson. We're about to check in a moment once we see the final result. Oh, it's going to 7. Penguins and Blue Jackets going to 7. So we'll take on the Blues, who went 53-22-7 in the season. And it's going to be Penguins and Maple Leafs. So sorry to Adam Henrique, he couldn't make it as they lost 3-1 in Game 7. Player stats here. Olofsson has 12, Steele, and so does Steele. Mats Lindstrom, 9 goals in 11 games. Whew. And then Raquel, 1 goal and 9 assists, the reverse. Helmerson, 3 and 5. Morand has 7 in 11. So does Wright. Jones looking good with a plus 11. Tippett, 4 goals and 5 points. Lindholm and Fowler, not the best plus minus still. Slavin, plus 10. Byfield, only 1 assist, which is a bit shameful. And then John Gibson, as always, great numbers. .916 save percentage, 2.36 goals against average. Looking at St. Louis, who's doing it for them? Gibson has a great record with some good numbers. In St. Louis, it's Tarasenko with 16 points in 11 games. O'Reilly has 12. Falk 8. Rob Thomas, Braden Shen. Of course, Ilya Kovalchuk's here looking for a cup. Sammy Blais, JFK, Lucas Raymond. They have a good team. Barbashev, Parayko, Brody, Kyrou. Yeah, this is a nice team. David Krejci's even here. Adam Larson, all the classics. Dominic Simon. Maybe the Frenchies will like him. So this is going to be a good series, boys, at the Honda Center. The St. Louis Blues were a good team in the regular season. They were right behind us in the Western Conference and in the NHL. So they were close to being President's Trophy winners themselves. The 2 best teams in the West and the 2 best teams in the NHL coming together to fight it out to see who will make it into the Stanley Cup Finals. Already saw their players, but just want to quickly look at their line combinations as well. St. Louis, Yeah, very nice top 6. Got to eat that up. Top 9 looks good. As usual, good forward core, especially that first line. Defense looks very nice as well. All around, very good defense. Falk is a monster back there as well, offensive defenseman. And Bennington's 87 overall with Francouz backing him up. Any scratches? Kovalchuk's injured. Okay, Jeff Petrie and Travis Hamonic, who both could be like top 4 defensemen for my team, are healthy scratches, so that's pretty wild as well. I guess they're all 82s. But okay, without further ado, we are going to hop into game number 1 of round number 3. We once again find ourselves in the conference finals up against the St. Louis Blues. We're in the 3rd round for the 3rd time in 4 years. Let's go. First period of round number 3. Rob Thomas scores on Gibson. Second period, 2-1 for Rebecca Carlson and Mats Lindstrom, his 10th goal of the playoffs. Just a power play machine, a specialist. He's writing the book on the power play. Extended power play here. Speaking of power plays, it was like a 7-minute power play. We couldn't score. Sheesh. Down by 1. And then Jesper Helmersson on the power play. Okay, another power play, and Jesper Helmersson again. That is what you like to see. Okay, and Joel Armia even gets in on it. Bang. And just like that, down 2-1, we take game number 1 by a score of 4-2. 2 goals for Helmersson, 2 assists for Wright. Bang. 13 points in 12 games for Sam Steele. We're up 1-0 in this series. Any new draft, any new scout reveals that I've been able to find? Did a lot of scouting, haven't found much. Marchment is a medium top 6. He's not medium elite. That's good to find out. This guy's top 6, but I want to know these guys at the bottom, closer to the end of the round. It's not uncovering them for me. It's just taking a long time to get it done. But whatever. Trust the scouts. Actually, I'm going to take a quick pause right here to reassign my scouts. Alright, so that's all done. Heading into game 2 of round 3 now. Let's do it, boys. Back at home. Let's take these games in front of the home fans. Also realize that although he's not playing, he's depth in case we get any injuries. Antoine Morin, bang. Alex Steen is here playing against his former team that he won the Stanley Cup with 5 years ago. In this simulation, possibly before his retirement. So first period ends with another goal from Olofsson, and then Lucas Raymond on the power play against Gibson. We're up 2-1. Second period, 1 goal from Hampus Lindholm, and we have a 2-goal lead heading into the 3rd period of game 2. With shots pretty even, John Gibson doing his job. Power play here gets killed off. One of the best power plays in the NHL we had, and it's been going nuts this playoffs. Ryan O'Reilly scores to bring them within 1, but who else but Mats Lindstrom to get a power play goal and put us up by 2 once again. Sam Steele, another power play goal. We are just deadly on the power play with that +3, and Kiefer Sherwood, and then Owen Tippett. Why not? Kiefer Sherwood scores his first goal of the playoffs and his second point of the playoffs. Owen Tippett scores with 23 seconds left. We score 3 goals in 3 minutes, and we win 7-2. A huge game. Goal and 3 assists for Olofsson. Goal and 2 assists for Steele. 32 saves for John Gibson. And now with 16 points in 13 games, Olofsson leads the way, and we hold a 2-0 lead in the Western Conference Final. Say it with me at home, everybody. You just love to see it. First period, 1-1 game, O'Reilly and Morand, Antoine. Second period, 3-1, Tarasenko and Raymond. The Frangés should be cheering for me, Antoine Morin. They should love it. Helmersson scores to bring us within 1. Come on, boys, we've done this before. Let's get another and tie this up. Mats Lindstrom, where are you, Bello? Let me see some more. 8 minutes left now. Still down by 1. Power play for St. Louis that we extended power play that we eventually kill off. But we won't have enough time to get back in this game as we drop it 3-2. Bennington makes 31 saves and Lucas Raymond gets the game-winning goal. Happens. So now we're going to Enterprise Center. We already were there, but we're staying there in St. Louis, and we're taking on the Blues in Game 4, a 2-1 series lead. Once again, we've been in this is the 3rd straight time that we're in a 2-1 series lead position. Let's make it 3. Let's take command of the series. First period, nothing. Only 3 shots. Second period, nothing. Shots 25-14 in St. Louis's favor. Come on, boys. Don't want to tie this series up. Let's take it 3-1. Let's go up by 2. halfway through the third. We've killed off back-to-back power plays from St. Louis. Shots are 40-16 for St. Louis. What is happening? Sheesh, they're doubling our shots right now. We're headed to overtime, being outshot 41-20. Thank you, John Gibson. Let's do it. So a goal for us, and we head into back home with a 3-1 series lead. A goal for the Blues, and this series is tied up at 2. In front, here's a chance. Olofsson, Slavin, Jones at the point. Like seeing that pair. Tippett behind the net. Olofsson, steal to Jones. Tippett, shoot, Bello, shoot, and then it goes wide. Not even a shot, just passes it wide of the net. O'Reilly, windmill. Tarasenko with the chance now. Gets his stick lifted, hangs on to it. O'Reilly, Paraiko, Tarasenko, O'Reilly, shoosh! Nice passing play. Gibson makes the save. They still have the puck in our zone here. Adam Larson, Barbashev in the corner. Gives it to O'Reilly. A big shot blocked by 73. Who's 73? Jakub Slavin. Monster blocking shots off the post. Sheesh. They still have a possession in our zone. Tarasenko, very sloppy play here, boys. Gibson makes the glove save. Hang on, get the change. 44 saves for John Gibson, if you saw on the bottom right there. Quite a performance from him thus far. Rickard Rakell, Conn Smythe winner last year. What can he do? Morand, saved by Binnington. Rakell, Comtois, Fowler, rip it, Bello. Fowler, blocker save from Gibson. Here's a chance for Rakell. Big save from Binnington. Did I say Gibson back there? Yeah, I meant Binnington. Of course I meant Binnington. Now here are the Blues the other way. Shen gets thrown into another universe. Thomas, Costin had a chance and decided to pass the puck, and now Sherwood breaks it up. Here we go the other way. Joel Edmondson. I forgot about Joel Edmondson. Former St. Louis Blue, who also won the Cup with them 5 years ago and won the Cup with us last year. Great career for Joel Edmondson. Signed with us in free agency, and now here he is against his old team. Sherwood to Armia. Yoel Armia. Come on, Bello. In the corner. Gets crushed. Ooh, big save there on the pad of Binnington. As overtime 1, maybe drawing to a close one or not. Here comes Ryan O'Reilly. Scores. Jinxed it. Ryan O'Reilly scores with just over a minute left in the first overtime, and this series is tied at 2. John Gibson can only do so much, bro. 45 saves for John Gibson. Hung out to dry. Shameful. So we're back home at the Honda Center, and it is now a best of 3. Same in the East. Leafs against Penguins, tied at 2 in the series. We need to take serious lead, boys. We cannot go down and then need to win 2 in a row. We don't want that. Early first period. Okay, Barbashev scores, but then Shane Wright gets his first career playoff goal, and we're tied at 1. Second period, no scoring. Shots 27-19 for St. Louis. What's going on? Come on, boys. Third period. Need to see a goal. Of course, that happens as soon as I say the word goal. Rob Thomas makes it 2-1 for the Blues halfway through the third. Power play. Come on. Mats Lindstrom, where are you? Boy, 5 minutes left. Come on, somebody step up. 3 minutes. And we drop game 5 by a score of 2-1. 36 saves for John Gibson, but it's not enough as we hang him out to dry. Can't be. Who's not scoring over here? Now it's desperate. It's win or go home. Lindstrom, Monster, Helmerson, Morand. Where's Owen Tippett, bro? 6 points in 16 games? What? Okay, Comtois goes to the top line, and then Lindstrom goes to the third line. Second line. How about that? That should keep everyone happy. That should get some offense going. Helmerson, can I bring Armia up here? No, that would be a bit too twisted. Okay, so there's going to be no plus on the third line, but top 6 keeps their pluses, and I put some better people up here. On defense, Lindholm -5, Fowler -3, Edmondson -1, Larson +2. If I bring Edmondson to the second pair, it gives it a +3. Slavin +9, Jones +10, of course, monsters. Or I could put Fowler on the top pair with Jones, and then Slavin with Lindholm on the second pair. Let's try that out and see how that works. Okay. Kiefer Sherwood down here on the fourth line. 16 points. You know what? Maybe I should bring Alex Steen in here. Would Alex Steen do anything for us if I bring him in over Sherwood? We're still a +1. You know what? Alex Steen, get in here. I want to see what you can do against your old team. Give me the secrets on St. Louis. Let's go, boys. We are in Game 6 at the Enterprise Center. We are down in the series. It's win or go home. Let's push it to 7. Here we go, boys. First period. That's what I like to see. Jesper Helmerson and Hampus Lindholm on that second pairing with what's his name? Jakob Slavin and Helmerson on the third line, now with Owen Tippett. So hopefully those changes do something. Power play. There we go. Victor Olofsson, power play goal. Okay. And then Tarasenko scored as well. We're up 3-1. 2-goal lead. Barbashev scores early on the power play, cuts our lead to 1. We're up by 1, but Cam Fowler up in the top pair with Seth Jones. There we go. The captain, just like last year, putting the team on his back here in the playoffs. Maxime Comtois, power play goal. Up by 3. That should be enough. Don't tell me I jinxed it. Tarasenko scores his second of the game. We're up by 2 with 5 minutes left. Okay, that should be enough. Oh, don't tell me. Okay. Braden Shen scores with 30 seconds left. But we win 5-4. Comtois scores a goal and 2 assists. So does Victor Olofsson. And boys, just like that, we're at Game 7. The 2 best teams in the NHL are pushing it to 7. Winner goes to the Cup Finals and will face the winner of Game 7 between the Leafs and the Penguins. Boys, the lines are going to stay how they are. We've been fighting hard. Let me see, how did Alex Steen do last game? What do you got, Alex? He was a -1. Okay. It's whatever. It seemed to work. Not going to touch it. Game 7 at the Honda Center, defending Stanley Cup champions. Let's go back to the Stanley Cup Finals again and show the world what we have. Who on this team will show me... Don't tell me. Okay. Who on this team will show me passion and quote? First period, it is Mats Lindstrom, none other than him. Of course, I can count on Mats Lindstrom for passion and quote. Second period, up 2-1. Yoel Armia, okay. And Braden Shen scores a power play goal. We are up 2-1. With 20 minutes left. Early power play that we killed off. Then power play for us. That St. Louis kills off. Then power play back to St. Louis again. Tarasenko, power play goal. Power play for us. Hold on. Who got this penalty, man? At 12:24, Cam Fowler, the captain. Come on, Bello. We're still on the power play. Come on, there we go. Victor Olofsson, power play goal. All just power play goals going back and forth. And then Rickard Rakell, that may have just put it away with 5 minutes left. We're up by 2. Come on, Belize. Up by 2 with just a minute left. And that should be enough. Let's head in there. 47 seconds left in this Western Conference Final. Let's end it off. Larson with a chance. Big slap shot stopped by Gibson from towards back of Carlson. And here's Tippett. Empty net. He misses. Very fitting. The EA engine will not allow a shot from before the blue line to go in. Classic EA, but what do you expect? Ooh, big save from Gibson there from the point. Who's going to ice it right here? Could Comtois do it? Come on, a little move, and there we go. Max Comtois seals it for us. We are headed to the Stanley Cup Finals, boys. The Duck is eating it up. For the second time in 2 years, back-to-back, we are in the Stanley Cup Finals as Western Conference champions. Comtois gets his third of the playoffs from Seth Jones, and it's going to end this game. Tarasenko one last shot as Gibson pushes it aside. And the Anaheim Ducks, for the second time in as many years, are Western Conference champions. I'll see you at the dance. We are off to the Stanley Cup Finals. Captain Cam Fowler bringing us there. A lot of the same roster as last year. We've gotten it done. A lot of boys that aren't here, unfortunately, but we made up for it. Cam Fowler, that playoff beard, shaking hands with Ryan O'Reilly. Look at those beards. Morand, Comtois, Tarasenko, Gibson and Binnington shaking hands. Will Cam Fowler take the Clarence S. Campbell Trophy? No, just like Ryan Getzlaf, he will not touch it. Worked out last year. Shakes hands with Gary. We'll see you back in Anaheim. A goal and 2 assists for Rickard Rakell, the classic playoff monster, turning it up. Let's check out the points and see who won in the East. So the Toronto Maple Leafs beat the Penguins 3-2 in Game 7, and we will be taking them on for the Stanley Cup. Once again, playing a very good hockey team. They were 53-24-5. It has not been an easy road to the Stanley Cup Finals, but we are here. The Maple Leafs were the probably third best team in the NHL. Yeah, there they are. They won the East. We beat the second best team. We beat the second best team, and now we're up against the third best team. 53-24-5 was their record, so... Sheesh, I want to see team stats in the playoffs. I want to see what our power play percentage is. We're 29.6% on the power play. Man, so every third power play is a goal pretty much. And 85.2 on the penalty kill. We're looking good. 60 goals for, 42 goals against. Victor Olofsson, 20 points in 18 games for him. Steele and Raquel are both point a game. Mats Lindstrom has 12 goals and an assist through 18 games. Jesper Helmersson, 13. Moran Comtois Wright, all with 12. Jones, 10 and a plus 15. Fowler, Slavin, Tippett down on the third line. Armia has pretty much as many points as Tippett. Sherwood and how'd Steen do? 2 games, -1. We'll keep him in there. Byfield, 1 point in 18 games. John Gibson, 12-5-1, 1 shutout, now at a .923 save percentage and a 2.34 goals against average. In Toronto, who do they have in nets? It's Elvis Merzlikins. Oh my goodness, the bane of my existence. If you know the Brooklyn Bellow franchise, Elvis Merzlikins as an 81 overall would win the Vezina and kick me out of the playoffs all the time. And here he is, once again an 81 overall. He's 11-6-0 with a shutout, and he's led his team to the Stanley Cup Finals. Backing him up is Josef Wall, who's 79 overall. Who's scoring goals here? It's William Nylander with 20 points, Tavares 19, Marner 18, Matthews 16. They're not even that good, these guys. Come on. As a Montreal Canadiens fan and as a Canadian, we cannot allow the Toronto Maple Leafs to win the Stanley Cup, boys. We need to win it, not only because we're Ducks, but because we don't want the Leafs to get it. Checking out their lines over here, I'm expecting very good first line. Here it is. Second line, yeah, the bottom 6 drops off a bit, but hey, they got to the Stanley Cup Finals. Jeremy Bracco won the Calder Trophy last year. Andreas Janssen, former Brooklyn Bellow legend. He was a big piece in Brooklyn. That first line is just monstrous. Riley and Liljegren on that first pair. Morgan Riley, Muzzin, Barry, Van Riemsdyk, Sandin. Yeah, very good defense. I got to give it to them there. Rasmus. Goalies, yeah, we said scratch anybody. Alex Kerfoot is scratched, 85 overall. He's been out for a while, actually. He has 1 assist in 1 game. Dmitry Kulikov, Yegor Korshkov. All right, boys. So for the second time in as many years, as we said, we are in the Stanley Cup Finals at the Honda Center. Let's continue our road to the repeat. Here in Fixing the Franchise, this franchise is getting fixed. I'm liking it. Let's go. First period. 2 goals, Rickard Rakell and Victor Olofsson. Mitch Marner scores against Gibson, up 2-1. Second period, 2 goals, Engvall and Grimaldi. Rocco Grimaldi? How's he in the NHL still? Power play for us early in the third period. Jesper Helmersson, that's what I like to see, ties this game up at 3. Mats Lindstrom, eat it up, bro. Dinner's on me. Get the lobster. Gets his 13th goal of the playoffs. We are up by 1 with just a few minutes left in the third. Shots are pretty even. Come on, boys, end it off. Close it. Power play late, and we do. 4-3 victory in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. 3 assists for Seth Jones, a goal for Lindstrom, and 2 assists for Antoine Morand. So heading into Game 2, like I said before, we're not just here as Ducks, we're here as Canadians, and we also want to make sure that Elvis Merzlikins does not win a cup either. That guy. Love him in real life, but he has been a true animal, and not in the good sense in this in franchise mode. So first period of Game 2, no scoring. Second period, 2-1 for the Leafs. Bracco and Tavares score a couple of power play goals. Peter Marachik is in nets. Hopefully that's just precaution. Comtois scores, and we're down by 1. Third period, Liljegren scores on Marachik. I think that's his first goal of the playoffs. Come on, Peter. Come on, Peter. Hold it down. Come on, boys, you need to score some goals here against Elvis. The guy's 81 overall. It's a scam. It's EA's garbage. It's all over YouTube. Put it at 72 overall in nets and you can win the cup. We dropped Game 2 by a score of 3-1. Merzlikins makes 23 saves, first star day. Hopefully Gibson's not injured. Pulled groin. Bello pulled groin. Fight through it. Get some cortisone shots. Mannaggia miseria. Are we eliminated down here? Yeah, we are. Dostal, come on up, Bell. You're going to get your NHL debut as a backup here in the Stanley Cup Finals. You'll probably be the backup next season full time. Pete, come on, bro. Get me the cup. Dostal's our new backup here. Whatever, best lines in San Diego. We got shamed in like a 4-game sweep, right? He led the team in points with 1 point in 4 games. Axel Anderson? What a shame. Okay, let's go to Game 3 at the Scotiabank Arena. The series is tied at 1. It's a best of 5. Peter Marachik is in nets for like the rest of the series, possibly with a pulled groin for Gibson. He just can't go get some physio or something. So first period, nothing. Second period, 2-2. Comtois and Helmerson, and then 2 power play goals. What's wrong with the penalty kill? Matthews and Robertson. It's a 2-2 game heading into the third period. Yeah, thank you. Jakob Larsson puts us up by 1. Up by 1 only, though. We need more. Come on, Bells. Come on, boys. Mats. Not wrong, Mats. As Matthews scores to make it 3-3. Nick Patan on the power play. What's wrong with the penalty kill? We've let in like 6 power play goals in 2 games. Don't tell me. Oh, what a shame. Come on, 2 goals, 2 assists for Matthews. Penalty kill, overhaul. Try the penalty kill like this, because all these guys, try to get them with check marks. I don't know. Do I go with the guys who have the check marks in the line fit, or do I go with the guys who have higher overall, but then it gives them -1s on the side? So do I put an 82 who has a plus, who has a check mark, or do I put an 84 who has a -1, so he's actually an 83, and he's not compatible with the line? That's the problem. I don't know what to do. So I'm going to keep it like that, I guess, for the upcoming game. I just changed a little bit. We're down 2-1 in this series, and we got to get back in, boys. Let's tie it up at Scotiabank Arena and head back home with a 2-2 series. We can't go down 3-1. We don't want to do it like last year against Buffalo. I'm not feeling like pulling anything out of the hat. Let's just get it done. First period, okay. Comtois and Nylander, 1-1 game. Second period, power play goal for William Nylander. Oh my goodness, you're such a disgrace. Let's go, boys. Someone get me back in this game right now before I come down and throw the Gatorade jug against the wall. Come on, boys. Halfway through this third period. Come on, we're the Anaheim Ducks, bro. Elvis Merzlikins is a piece of garbage. Oh, you're having a laugh. You're having a laugh. What a shame. It's DEFCON. DEFCON 10. Who's going where? What do we do? Who's a piece of junk right now? Comtois scored last game, 16 points. Raquel, where have you been, bro? Mats Lindstrom's up to an 84, pure monster. Owen Tippett's a piece of junk. Alex Steen is garbage. You're out of here, bro. You know what? Get Kiefer Sherwood back in here. Why not? +3, +17, +7, -6, +3, +1. You know what, bro? We're going with the pluses. Whatever the plus says, we do. +3, +3, +1. Perfect. Can't get higher than +3 over here. Can we get a +3 on this line? But Wright has 14 points. Byfield has 1 point. Forget it. Garbage. Lindholm, you don't fit. You're out. Cam Fowler, do you fit? Can you help this guy out? You don't fit either. Who fits this strategy? What kind of strategy is it where the guy no one fits in the thing? Okay, gives it a +1. Great, you're in. 4-man power play. Bang, +1. Penalty kill. I don't know what I have to do to get a plus here. You know what? Forget the plus. I'm going with the overalls. Sam Steele, you're my best center. Bang. Moran, you're my second best center. Bang. Okay, who's my best defensive forward? Jesper Helmerson. You're up there. Who's my best? Lindholm and Edmondson. No, I'm gonna go Slavin and Jones, and then Lindholm and Edmondson. Let's do that. Seth Jones, he's 89 overall. You're not gonna put him on the penalty kill just because of this plus system. Garbage. Bang, like that. Okay. Second, my best defensive forward will go here. Max Comtois. Who's my best defensive forward after Jesper Helmerson? Jones, Lindholm, Wright. How are you? 90 defensive awareness, but 78 shot blocking and 82 stick checking. Not quite what I'm looking for. I need someone who can block shots as well. Olafson, 71 block shots. No. Helmerson, Raquel. How do you do, Bello? 86, 84, 85. 86, 84, 85, 85, 82, 87. Rickard Raquel, welcome to the penalty kill. You fit, it says, and you're going to stay there. Steele and Raquel, Slavin Jones, Morin, Helmerson, Lindholm, Edmondson. Do I like that? Maybe I go like this. Look at this, bro. It gives it a -3. If I put Slavin at center, it gives this a line a +1, and Morin on defense a -3. Makes 0 sense. Okay, so Edmondson, Jones, and then Slavin, Lindholm. Let's do it. Those are the lines. We can do this, boys. We came back from 3-1 last year, and we won the Stanley Cup. Let's do it again. At the Honda Center, June 1st, 2023. This is the beginning of the next 3 games. Let's get it 1 game at a time. First period. What a shame. Second period. Okay. Yoel Armia, you have passion in your bones. Third period. 20 minutes left for us to take the lead. Power play. Oh, managgia miseria. Peter Mrazek, you are a piece of junk. Peter Mrazek, you're a piece of junk. Why didn't I play Dostal? Peter Mrazek, you're a piece of junk. Oh, man. That's it. That's it. And that's it. Elvis Merzlikins. How many saves? 40 saves? Ugh, you're still a piece of junk. And we dropped the Stanley Cup in 5 games to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Not, you know what? You know what? I don't care that it's Toronto. I care that it's Elvis Merzlikins. And that a pulled groin keeps a goalie out for like 4 weeks, but a mild concussion keeps someone out for 2 days during the regular season. Serenity now. So let's check out, you know, I'm going to make sure that the scouts are all good. We'll see the draft lottery, the awards, and then we'll call it a day. The Maple Leafs win the Cup. Chicago Wolves win the Calder Cup. Salary cap up to 94.5. Please tell me one. Yes. Oh my goodness, yes. Boys, we did it. From 7-3. Thank you, Winnipeg. Thank you, Winnipeg. We have a top 3 pick in this draft. Yes, so Toronto, who just won the Cup, get the first overall pick. That's absolutely garbage from the Islanders. Ottawa goes up from 3-2. We go up from 7-3 with Winnipeg's pick. Minnesota drops from 1-4, and we also pick at 13 thanks to Washington. Thank you, Winnipeg. We will be picking 3rd. And looking at the draft class, who's projected to go 3rd? It is this guy, Doug Bickle, who in 67 games scored 124 points in the U.S. development system. Probably a 2-way forward. Magic hands, pro release skating. Similar to Teemu Selanne, NHL ready. Sheesh. And if he happens to go, because Zane Robbins will go 1, I can maybe get Quinton Gainey, who in the OHL got 92 points in 65 games. He is similar to Jeff Carter, also NHL ready. Luis Solis, I wouldn't touch him. Louis Soli, 83 points. I wouldn't want to get him as another center, I don't think. And then as a sniper here, Josh Foy, 86 points in 64 games, similar to Michel Goulet. Just saw him playing on RDS before. A throwback game from 1988. Yeah, definitely Doug Bickle. I'm pretty sure I could get Doug Bickle. And I'm either going to get Bickle or Gainey. Thank you, Winnipeg. All right, it worked out in the end. Although we didn't win the Cup, which I'm not happy about. Retired players. Let's see who retired in the NHL. Anyone from Anaheim? No one in the entire NHL. Patrick Marleau calls it a career. 1,263 points at the age of 43. Down in the Phantoms, the Flyers farm system. Eric Stahl, Patrice Bergeron, Thomas Vanek, who did well with us when he was here. Brent Burns, they're going to be happy that contract is gone. Jason Pominville also did well with us. Jeff Carter. Zdeno Chara at the age of 46. A 78 overall. Man, Shea Weber at the age of 37. James Neal, Travis Zajac. Justin Byfuglien. I'm surprised he got a contract after I gave him that downgrade. At the age of 35, he retires. Carl Soderberg retires. Mark Stahl at the age of 36. Goalies who retired is Ryan Miller up there. He's not. He wants more. Wow, Ryan Miller back for more. But yeah, Yaroslav Halak, Brian Elliott, Carter Hutton all retire. And he ends with 2,009 penalty minutes. What a career for Zdeno. The ballerina. So, okay, who quit and got fired over here? No one. Dmitry Leonov from San Diego retired. Okay, but no one from our main coaching staff. Don't want to do any draft interviews. All worried. Pro scouts calling. What do we want to put on the block heading into this trade? Marachik, sure. I'm not re-signing him. He's a piece of junk. Jones at a 90. Wright's at an 84. 84 for Lindstrom. Byfield's at an 82. Olofsson's at an 88. Morand up to an 86. Wow. Wow. Steele at an 85. Comtois 85. Might just be from some morale boosts for being in the cup final, but nice to see. Ville Heinola, put him on the block. He's junk. And you know what? Owen Tippett. Jump on the block. Why not? I'm not going to edit the wants and surpluses, whatever. And here we are at the draft, boys. We made it. So let's see the progress reports and the awards, and then we'll call it a series. Who did... also, I didn't check points at the end of the series here. We'll call it a video. 22 points in 23 games for Victor Olofsson. Steele 21 and 23. Raquel 19. The boys got it done, man. Mats Lindstrom 13 goals. Just couldn't finish it off. Gibson went 13-6-1. Marachik 0-4-0. Why didn't I put Dostal in nets? I wasn't thinking. Awards: Leafs win the cup. We win the President's Trophy and the Campbell. Individual awards: McDavid, Art Ross. Hart goes to Draisaitl. James Norris to Makar. Lady Byng to McDavid. Calder to Moran. That's what we like to see. Maxime Comtois in 2021. And then Antoine Moran in 2023. Very well done, Bello. Happy to see it. Conn Smythe to Nylander. Vezina to Binnington. Jennings to Binnington. Masterton to John Merrill. Jack Adams to the coach of the Bruins. Selke goes to Barkov for the second straight year. Ted Lindsay to Draisaitl. Maurice Richard to Draisaitl. Anything down here? Yes. Pedro Pacioretty gets the best Rookie of the Year award. Back-to-back for us. Prick Reel got it in 2022. So Pedro Pacioretty, good job, Bello. Shameful performance from us in the playoffs, though, down in San Diego. Check out the progress reports, then we'll call it a day. Oh, man. 24, plus 24 for Olofsson, who's up to an 88 overall. Comtois plus 21. Morand up to an 86 overall. Crazy growth from him. He's now listed as a second-line forward. Lindstrom, right, everybody. Now, in the system, let's see who had big years. Colin Delzato, Tommy Yasu, Corey Petrie, Volkov, Recchi, Kaspar. A lot of these guys were like low 50s, high 40s or whatever. Now they're like 50s and 60s. Aho's up to 66. Pedro Pacioretty up to a 77. McKinley up to a 72. Drysdale at a 75. Brant Clark 74. Nicholas Ekman 76. Good to see. Gouli at a 76. That's also good to see. Good defensive prospect in the system. I can trade Heinola now. We have good prospects. So I don't even need him. He was just a piece of junk. Kaspar, that fringe starter potential. Could get some good goalies in this next draft. So, boys, that's it. So, with our draft picks, the draft board tells me that we're going to be picking at 3. Hold on. We're picking at 3, which is going to be Bickle or Soli. Well, it's going to probably be Bickle or Gainey. And we also pick at 13. So, do we want to keep that pick or do we want to trade it for something? At 13, the relative area of pick number 13, it's looking like this. There's a top 6 forward, Jordan McInnes, who has some good stats. Pavel Denisov, who I don't know anything about, but decent stats for playing in an A+ league. Lou von Fersen, who has some great stats as well, offensive defenseman. Bernard Potvin might be there. This guy Eberle would probably be there. He had good stats. Griffin Eberle, 77 points. So who would you like me to draft? And then Dalton Bell. Who would you like me to draft with the 12th overall selection? Even Glennie, Noah Glennie. Who would you like me to draft? Or do I trade down? No, I wouldn't trade down, but who do you like with that selection? Jameson DeVries is a guaranteed medium league goaltender, 5 years away though. Vernaski, Chubasov. If I want a goaltender, it would probably be DeVries. This guy Pronger is a high starter, which is nice. He's 5 years away. Kuznetsov and Sanderson are both 2 bars. Valcourt, Sylvain Vancourt is a gem. This guy McLeod is most likely medium elite as well. So I would like to get him. I could probably see myself getting a couple goalies in this draft. It seems like there's some good ones. Defensemen, I could probably swing Vernarski maybe. Legault maybe. Some medium top 4 Ds a bit later on, which are nice. I could probably snag them. Low elite Fabian Gore. So let me know, boys, what would you like my plan of attack to be in this draft? Going into next season, I think the forwards look something like this. If we go to contracts and sort by forwards by overall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right there. Then if we go in the system, no, so I think that those are the 12 right there. Do I want, so let's say first line would be Olofsson, Steele, and Raquel, let's say. Then you have Moran, Comtois, and Lindstrom. But then you have Helmstrom, and then there's Tippett. Do you think I should trade Owen Tippett, perhaps? Because, let's see. Centers are like this. Here, I'll let you do the looking. Here's how the centers look. Here's how the left wings look. Steen is not going to come back, and here's how the right wings look. On defense, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Would you like me to, you don't want to see improvement there, perhaps? I like our depth on defense. I don't know, Hampus Lindholm, maybe trade him. He hasn't been anything crazy. Cam Fowler's our captain. I don't want to move him. Jones and Slavin aren't moving. Mrazek will not be coming back. He's a piece of junk. Moran, I'm going to resign. Gooley, Larson probably resign. Steen, probably let him go. What would you like to see? Do I go to free agency and sign a stud? Do I make a trade? We have all that cap space, so I need you to tell me what you think would be best. Boys, we fought hard. Let's gear up and go on another run. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.